This video is all about VAT, GST, sales tax, basically, sales tax in whichever country you are in. So I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. And let's start. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is to hit your settings cog on the right-hand side. Why? Well, this shows you all of your GST settings, your VAT GST settings. We support both accruals and cash schemes. So depending on what scheme you're on, the system's actually scanning to see if it can find that out from your cloud accounting package. And if it can do, all of these will be pre-filled for you. In this instance, Josie's on the accrual scheme. She's paying her VAT because this is a UK business every 2 months. Doesn't matter which country you're in, you can create your settings here by clicking the drop down. There's also the opportunity to set a default rate for sales and purchases. So in the UK, 20%, but Australia, New Zealand, US, whatever your percentage is, 10, 15, whatever, you can set that here. Don't worry, you can also override those if you're creating your manual predictions. It's mapped which is your VAT or GST control account. In this case, it's called VAT. And then when this was set up, the end of that period was February, which means that we now know that it's a 2-monthly cadence in February. So today is August the 16th, and we'll see what's happened with that afterwards. So the end of the most recent period would be June 30th. And then payment is due after how many days after the end of June, which would be this instance. It would be on the 7th, because in the UK, it's 7 days after the following month for this accrual scheme that she's on. Whatever that is for your locale, you can find it in your cloud accounting package if you're not sure. If you're definitely not sure, just ask your advisor or accountant. So I'm going to hit cancel because all of this is happening already. If you need to change anything, the whole system reruns and it'll change your frequency. So if you change your scheme, no worries at all. Just update those settings. So what I'm going to do is head over to the financial section, and we're going to go to the balance sheet. So in the balance sheet, first of all, you will see that there's this tile on the right-hand side for when your next payment is and what's being calculated. Now, the calculations, this isn't a best guess. What the system's doing in the background is looking at all of your actual transactions. So the next predicted GST payment is actually saying that it's today, it's August the 16th. Why? Well, we've been scanning the system and we've not seen that VAT or GST payment go out on or before the 7th of August, which is when it was actually due. So Josie is late here. It'll also tell you on today what the predicted cash, if we paid it, what the predicted cash would be today. This is an end of month view. So it's not going to be, negative 23K at the end of the month, but it would be today if she paid it, which is not a great situation to be in. There's also, if there's rebates that are going to happen, they'll show here as well. But if we open up the bank accounts and her default bank account, she's got one bank account, you can see all of the periodical payments coming out. So in this case, they're all payments. There's no rebates in here. But if there were rebates, they'd also be calculated. And we're calculating it just like your cloud accounting packages, whether it's Xero or QuickBooks, whatever you're using. And so what it's doing is looking at every single transaction that's happened within the period. So if this was up to date, we'd be looking at July and August as her current period. And up until yesterday, all of the actual VAT impacts that have happened, and from today onwards, all of the predicted ones. So as the period moves on, it's getting more and more and more and more accurate from a predicted sales tax payment perspective. So it's a really great place for you to have that quick ready reckoner to go, okay, well, what's my liability going to be, and when's it hitting, and am I going to be all right at that point? So you've got all of those payments there. We've made it yellow just to really highlight the fact that this is a system generated calculation. And yeah, the information's all there. Now, if you are creating your own predictions, so for instance, corporate sales, we're going to add a new a new row here, can't spell new, to enter in. And if I'm just going to make it really, really simple, I'm going to make it £1,000 today and hit the tick. Could be dollars, of course, whatever your currency is. I'm going to store it on the last day of the month. That's fine. And I'm going to leave it as the 20% default so that we can see what happens on the cash side of things. So again, go to the cash impact. Do I want it paid on the same day? Yeah, I do. I'm going to make it paid on the same day. I'm not going to use any of the different payment types. It's another video for payments and how they work. So knock yourself out and go and watch that too. So this is going to be a same day payment. And if I hit update, what you'll see is that on the activity side, on our P&L, again, if I went to the home section and just looked at the sales view, it would be here. I'm going to go back to financials though and just look at it there. So on the sales view, £1,000, that's what we said was going to happen. But actually, it's going to be 1,200 because the VAT has been calculated automatically on top. That's happening for all of your predictions as well. So if the transactions that you've got happening within the system, if we go and have a look at the activity historically for this account. So all of this activity here, the system's looking for the VAT or the GST that you're already paying. And then that will continue on with predictions. So it's doing so much work for you. Again, you've got the ready reckoner in the balance sheet. So you can see, this is my liability. This is if I'm going to be okay and make the payment fine or not. And it will show you all of that liability going forward for 3 years. Yes, it does it all for you. So yeah, that's VAT and GST in Predict. Quick one, just a quick one. If you also want to see it on the liabilities front in your cash flow statement, you can do. It's all there. Thanks very much.